Hi there. It's February the 12th and time for Proverbs 12. We're still on contrast of the upright and the wicked. There's 3 chapters on contrasting them so far. Oh, let's see what we got today. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. Get that? You hate to be corrected? You want to always be right? That's prideful. A good man will obtain favor from the Lord, but he will condemn a man who devises evil. Think about that. 3, a man will not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous will not be moved, right? We are seeking righteousness, okay? 4, an excellent wife is a crown of her husband, but she who shames him is like rottenness in his bones. I remember Solomon wrote this, right? Virtuous. 5, the thoughts of the righteous are just, but the counsels of the wicked are deceitful. Got that? The thoughts of the righteous are just. Counsels of the wicked. Plenty of that around, huh? Just turn on your television, right? 6, the words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright will deliver them. Okay? Always say kind things. Always tell the truth. It will deliver you. The wicked are overthrown and are no more. The house of the righteous will stand. You got that? 8, a man will be praised according to his insight, but one of perverse mind will be despised. Mind or heart. One of a perverse heart. That's forward over. Forward in 1599, to be forward was to be perverse. Okay. One of perverse mind, right? Better is he who is lightly esteemed and has a servant than he who honors himself and lacks bread. Okay. This is said differently all over the place, but I always liked it, right? And this has his own servant means better is one who is lightly esteemed and is able to take care of himself, okay? Your servant being yourself, okay? And he who honors himself and lacks bread. You know how people honor themselves, okay? Now, I see it a lot, and I mean, I traveled quite a bit, around the state for my job here when I was working. And I would see people in big fancy cars, okay? Cadillac Escalades and the biggest, newest cell phones and fancy clothes and hairdos and jewelry. And then I would see those same people at the food bank, okay? On the Tuesday when the church was giving food out. They were honoring themselves, They just cared what other people think of them, which, truth be told, other people don't think of you, okay? Somebody doesn't know you personally, they don't care what you're driving, but some people do. They honor themselves, and they don't have enough food. Happens all the time. And you can't take that with you, so you will arrive in heaven naked like everybody else. Okay, 10, a righteous man has regard for the life of his animal. That's one of my favorite ones. Okay. But even the compassion of the wicked is cruel. Okay, people pretend to be nice. You can tell a lot about a person by the way they treat animals. Any animal, okay? Okay, I have seen people aim for animals on the highway. Okay, all God's creatures. And you could also tell a person by the way animals treat them. Okay? A righteous man has regard for the life of his animal or any animal. Okay? 11. He who tills his land will have plenty of bread, but he who preserves worthless things lack sense. Right. Let's highlight that to you. Right. He who works will eat. Right. If you don't work, you don't eat. It says that in the Bible. He who pursues worthless things. Right. Destitute of understanding. Follow what the idol, it says over there. Huh. Yeah. Work. Okay. Don't pursue worthless things. Right. Get rich quick schemes. Well, the wicked man desires the booty of evil men, but the root of the righteous yields fruit. That the wicked man desires the booty, like that, the booty, the net. Let's say we're a net of evils. Is what evil men have, right? I don't want anything that goes along with the evil men have, because evil will always come back to you, right? But the root of the righteous yields fruit, okay, where you're planted. 13, an evil man is ensnared by the transgression of his lips, but the righteous will escape from trouble. By keeping your mouth shut, okay? An evil man is just ensnared by the stuff he says, right? But the righteous will escape from trouble. 14, a man will be satisfied with good by the fruit of his words, and the deeds of a man's hands will return to him. Okay? That's important. We'll make that yellow. All right. Man shall be satiate with good things by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of a man's hands shall God give unto him. All right? Fruit of your words, they say constantly. All right? Mouth. Only say kind things, okay? Uplifting things, edifying things. Right? If you only say kind things, you will get a reputation as a kind person that people want to talk to and hang around because they like being uplifted. All right? You will be satisfied or satiated, it says over here, by the words you speak. Okay? And the deeds of a man's hands, you do good, will return to you every time. 15, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man is he who listens to counsel. Right? People, fools, they think they know. I know what I'm doing. You can't tell me what to do. Okay. Wise man listens to counsel. Remember that. Always take advice. You know? That's where your discernment comes in and knowledge. You can tell if it's good or bad advice. But thank you for that advice anyways, right? A fool's anger is known at once, but a prudent man conceals dishonor. Mm-hmm. Over here it says, he that covereth shame is wise. Can you just let it slide and not get angry and upset? Right? When somebody dishonors you, trying to make themselves look, usually they do it because they're trying to make themselves look bigger or better, or cleaner, or wiser, right? Whether they are or not, right? And you can steal that, like, okay, whatever. You do you, right? 17, he who speaks truth tells what is right, but a false witness, deceit, right? Right speaks the truth, deceitful speak lies. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? There is one who speaks rashly like the thrust of a sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Right? There are people Usually you can find certain older people who have had enough of life, and they speak rashly. I'm going to tell you what I think, whether you like it or not. And, some people speak like that, and some people can take that kind of stuff, right? And some people just avoid that, Most people just avoid somebody that's not kind with their words, and right? They're like sword thrusts, nobody's stabbing you, sometimes in the back, right? We say kind things, right? The tongue of the wise brings healing. Okay? Say only kind things, uplifting, edifying things. And you can do that. You can find something kind to say about everybody. 19, truthful lips will be established forever, but a lying tongue is only for a moment. Get that? People forget that. Deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but counselors of peace have joy. Deceit is in the heart of those who plan evil. But to the counselors of peace shall be joy. Counselors of peace have joy, right? You want to keep the peace? Huh? Some people do. I want to keep the peace, right? Hey, 21. No harm befalls the righteous, but the wicked are filled with trouble. A lot of trouble going on now, isn't there? People that were wicked. And they always get found out, right? And it says up there, will always get found out. The wicked will always get found out. Where did it say that? The evil man is ensnared. Wicked desires the booty of evil men. Just, yeah. Turn on social media. I say turn on the news, but those guys always lie, so you can't trust anything they say. The wicked are filled with trouble. Okay, 22. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal faithfully are his delight. Right? There's a lot of liars out there now. And they've been lying for so long, they have to keep lying just to cover up old lies, okay? One of my favorite sayings is, it's not in the Bible, it's probably in the Bible, but Mark Twain said, if you always tell the truth, you never have to remember anything. Right? And that's true. If you tell a lie, even one lie, sooner or later, somebody asks about that, and you're going to have to tell another lie to cover up that lie, and then another lie, and another lie. And pretty soon you have this house of cards, okay? And if any one of the cards is knocked out of place, the whole thing will come crashing down. There are people who have built a house of cards out of lies, and it's now coming crashing down. Right? And they're desperately trying to keep it up. Right? The wicked are filled with trouble. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. Right? You deal faithfully. Right? That's always being truthful, always being kind, edifying, uplifting, humble, never proud, arrogant, conceited. It's not as hard as you think, but it does take constant thought, a constant heart to mind saying, how can I be kind? What good can I do? Right? 23, a prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims foolishness. Right? Now, this is kind of like a thing, right? Know when to shut up. Right? You're a prudent man. Yeah, I know how to fix that. He's doing it, If he asked for my help, I would be glad to help him, but I am not going to go over there and say, hey, I know this better than you. Just conceal it. Okay? Conceal your knowledge. If you're humble, you will conceal knowledge, okay? And if a friend knows of your knowledge, they will talk you up to somebody else, and that's called honor. They will honor you. Okay? And being honored is much better than, right? proclaiming your knowledge. Foolishness. Right? Fools are always spouting off their foolishness, right? 24, the hand of the diligent will rule, but the slack hand will be put to forced labor. Right. Not in America, huh? 25, anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word makes it glad. Right? Another reason to say kind things. Right? Only say good, kind, uplifting, edifying things. Right? Make somebody's heart down, you can make them glad. 8:26, the righteous is a guide to his neighbor. Right? But the way of the wicked leads them astray. Every time. 27, a lazy man does not roast his prey, but the precious possession of a man is diligence. Right. Now that's kind of a trick on words here, okay? What's it say here? Catch. Slackness. Have you ever seen hoarders? Okay. Not the TV show, but a hoarder. They buy things and they have things and they take things home and they leave it in the package and they pile up. And pretty soon their whole house is absolutely stuffed with things with little pathways to walk around. And they're so proud of their stuff. They never use it, okay? They have no use for it. They just want to have it. Okay? You imagine catching prey, deer and stuff, and just throwing them in a barn and letting them pile up and rot and never using them. Right? The lazy man does not roast his prey. Okay? Some people are that lazy. But the precious possession of a man is diligence. You like diligence? Diligence is, let's look it up. Careful and continued hard work is characterized by qualities such as conscientiousness, determination, perseverance. Diligence involves steady application and careful work involving long-term effort. Right? Diligence is, or due diligence is being able to stick to a task until it's finished. Okay? Now, I was a manager for a long time, and I would hire somebody that was slow and diligent over somebody that was fast and not diligent, okay? If I put somebody to a task, I need you to separate all these things, big ones and small, they're all mixed together in a box, right? The person who's not diligent will do it for a while and then he'll goof around. He'll start goofing around. A diligent person will stay there until the job's done. Not as fast, but I knew the job would be done right if you find a diligent person, right? The precious possession of a man is diligence. Okay, and 28. In the way of righteousness is life, and in its pathway there is no death. Okay? All these righteous things, right? You could highlight them in one color and then go through the whole thing and read all the righteous things, and it'll tell you the benefits of being righteous and how to be righteous, right? So let's put all the righteous ones together. Look, there's a lot in here. And 3, the root of the righteous will not be removed. That steadfast. The thoughts of the righteous are just. Can you say that? Do you think evil thoughts? What's in your heart is in your mind, right? It's not enough just to say only kind things. You have to think only kind things. Think about the good. Love one another. Love your enemies, Jesus said. Right? Right? The thoughts of the righteous are just. The house of the righteous will stand. Right? The wicked are overthrown, but the house of the righteous will stand. Now that's going on now, okay? A lot of wicked people being overthrown, but the righteous ones will stand. Right? 10, a righteous man has regard for the life of his animal. Find somebody that's kind to animals, and you'll find a righteous person. Okay? Not just your own animal, but all animals. Okay? You find somebody who's evil to animals, somebody who would kick a dog is not somebody I will ever want to hang around. Okay? Okay. The root of the righteous yields fruit, right? That up here will not be moved, right? The root of the righteous will not be moved. The root of the righteous yields fruit. You are steadfast, right? And righteous means following the Lord, saying kind things, seeking wisdom. You will yield fruit, okay? You can say a kind thing and change somebody's entire day. You change their life with a kind word. Okay? Righteous will escape from trouble. Okay? No harm befalls the righteous. Okay? They can't destroy you. They can hurt you. And it does say you will, when trouble comes, it never says if. It always says when trouble comes, when the storm comes, because they will come. Right? You will not be harmed. Right? 26, the righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Okay? The righteous is a guide to his neighbor. Can you be a guide to your neighbor? Okay, and 28, in the way of righteousness is life, and in its pathway there is no death. Okay? Right? Okay, if you're seeking God, you're seeking righteousness. Okay? Can we be totally righteous? No, we live in a dirty world, so. But there is grace, and we can always seek righteousness, right? So what else did we highlight in here? We highlighted 9, better is one who is lightly esteemed and has a servant or is able to take care of themselves, right? Than one who honors himself and lacks bread, and we talked about that. People waste their money on things they shouldn't, right? 11 is he who tills his land will have plenty of bread, but he who pursues worthless things lacks sense. Just not smart, right? Go to work. Okay, 14 is highlighted, and it's yellow. A man will be satisfied with good by the fruit of his words, and the deeds of a man's hands will return to him. What you do, what you say, will come back at you, good or bad, right? Say only kind things. Right? Fruit of your words. Okay? Will they be edifying and uplifting, or will they be poison? It's your choice. Okay? There you go. 18. There's one who speaks rashly like the thrust of a sword. We know people like that. But the tongue of the wise brings healing, right? Again, say kind things. Think kind things, right? 23 is highlighted. A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of a fool proclaims his foolishness or folly, right? Most times it's wisest just to keep your mouth shut, okay? It is. No matter how much you know. Okay. 25, anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word makes it glad. Again, see, I have evidence, and I can, the Bible backs up what I say. Say kind things, good words, right? Uplifting, edifying things. So, there you go. That's Proverbs 12:4, February 12th. We're working our way through. We're deep into the Proverbs now. Got some stuff, lots of righteousness to study, right? So stay tuned later today. We're on day 43, I believe, of our Through the New Testament in a year. We're in Matthew 26 or something like that. So stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it. But until later, we'll continue. See you next time.